Can we trust the Bible? The biggest conundrum we have as Christians is we do not have the original Bible. And that, to some people, would make them think I, as a Christian or a Christian leader, should shake in my boots, angry that we do not have that. Why? So it should be for us. Hear me well. This Bible has 6,000 manuscripts and parts of the Bible that are in existence today. How many? 6,000. Now you have a problem with me because you're looking at it and saying, 6,000, only 6,000. Hear me. Caesar, you have heard of Caesar? The writings of Caesar, they have 10. Aristotle, 10. Each of the writings of Homer, 10. These are things you study in school. 10. Less than 10. Do you know how you know about Alexander? 2 manuscripts. Do you know Christianity? 6,000 manuscripts. Then we go to Caesar. How old is their earliest manuscript? 900 years after Caesar's death. What about Aristotle? 1,400 years after. That's when somebody decided to tell us about Aristotle, the one you learn in school, and you believe such nonsense. What about the Bible? Within 90 years of Jesus' death. As a matter of fact, it's AD 90. That means it's 60 years. One of the biggest manuscript critic on earth, he said it is an embarrassment of riches. In other words, it's too embarrassing to try and argue against the authenticity of the Bible. It's too embarrassing. Says, as a serious historian, just shut up when you see the Bible. It has got better proof than any book on earth. Nobody, nothing in history contains 6,000 manuscripts. 6,000 manuscripts. The book of Luke and the book of Matthew, written earlier than John. Now, if we find this in AD 90, Jesus died AD 33. Calculated 57 years. You have only 10 manuscripts. Caesar, Homer, written 900 years. Aristotle, 10. Each writings of Homer, 10 manuscripts. And guess what? Nobody's burning down school halls and saying school doesn't exist. Intellectually it is nothing. It's nonsensical. Yet what you're reading is 1,400 years after the fact. Jesus, not like that. The oldest, the earliest manuscript we have is John, AD 90. That means we're talking about 57 years old. That book, but that's a manuscript. That means a copy of a copy of a copy. Then we come to Jesus, we come to Luke, we come to Matthew. They were written even later. That means they are in AD 70, AD 60. But what about the book of Acts? We have a problem, because when Luke writes it, he says all the works of Jesus, all the works of the Apostle Paul through Jesus, but omits one thing that is conspicuously absent. What is it? The death of Paul. Because when he is writing his books, Paul is not dead yet. And we know by history, Paul died AD 64, killed by the emperor. That means the book of Acts should be earlier than AD 64. Ever heard people saying there are many copies, it was changed several times, so it has lost its meaning? It's a lie. So this is what a great intellectual and man of God of great stature, Vaughn Wickham, says you have to have a problem called the manuscript conspiracy, which is in 3 levels. Number 1, anyone who wants to change the Bible, if it is true that the Bible was changed, is 0 probability. Why? Because you have to have a group of people who are willing to steal 6,000 manuscripts with portions of the scriptures from every location that these were, and go home and change it with no computer, no photocopying, because there was no photocopy. You have to have scribes ready and thieves ready. Steal all 6,000 copies. Make sure they don't wake up before you change them. So you have to know where every manuscript is and run to that location. Send a thief there, and every thief has to succeed. And bring to one location, and you change them, and then replace these manuscripts you stole without nobody knowing you stole them, and they are already changed. Remember, this is not computer. You have to write the ink, delete. It's no delete button. Maybe people don't know this. When you would write a manuscript, you can't make a mistake. You make a mistake, you start it. Now you can't go there and underline and delete and write on top that we should say Jesus is the Son of God. Then after that, you have another problem. The problem of the population increase and people being in different locations is they will speak different languages. And immediately those 6,000 manuscripts would have been changed into Syriac, Coptic and Latin, 3 languages, main languages. So you have to steal the 6,000 manuscripts and then send the thieves to steal the Syriac, the Coptic, and the Latin manuscripts that copied the another problem. In those days, the church fathers would write commentaries, and it is said by luminaries in theology and apologetics that what you would have with the church fathers, they had a certain culture of commenting on a script or a manuscript. And they say, if we only have the commentaries that the church fathers wrote way back years ago, if we only had that, we would reproduce 95% of the New Testament with simply their commentary. So you have to steal the 6,000, steal the Syriac, the Coptic, and the Latin manuscript, and then steal every commentary done, then you pass. And he says it this way: if you believe it, help you. And I say it this way: if you believe it, you are in that.